I am in New York City. Welcome to New York. I am with my boyfriend, and it is actually his first time in New York, which to me is very special because I have always loved New York. I lived here for a year, but before that, it was just like my happy place. Like New York City was such a dream for me. It was always my favorite city. I always dreamed of living here. So when I finally got to move here, even though it was short-lived, I just loved it so much. So I always love coming back. And I'm really excited because I get to see it through a first-timer's lens. And I wanted to take you guys along with us. I put together an itinerary. We're only here for 48 hours. He actually heads back to London on Saturday night from JFK. So that's why we're here, because flights to JFK were like $300 round trip or like $350 round trip. And flights to North Carolina, which is where we were like $1,300. So it was a no-brainer to come to and from New York. So as he's heading out, we decided to spend a couple days in New York together. We're staying in Williamsburg, which I've actually stayed here the last time I came to New York. I stayed in Williamsburg, and I really like it. I feel like it's a good getaway from the city, but we're gonna head into Manhattan right now. So today's plan is to head to Washington Square Park, hang around the East Village. We have dinner plans in the East Village, and then we're going to the Comedy Cellar. I haven't been to the Comedy Cellar in so long. I'm so excited for a show. And then tomorrow we are probably going to walk like 30,000 steps. We have a whole day planned, and I'm just so excited. So if you guys are interested in what you should do as a first timer, or just if you have a quick 48 hours in New York, this is definitely the video for you. So let's get going. It's good weather, which I'm thankful for. And we're going to head into Manhattan. Before that, I wanted to thank today's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is the best way to build a website. They have the most beautiful templates, and I seriously recommend them to anyone. Whether you are selling something, or you have a consulting service, or you need to have bookings, it does not matter what your business is. You need a website and you need to use Squarespace. We personally use it at Rella. I've also designed other websites with Squarespace, and now they make it as easy as possible because you can personalize your design and customize it even further using AI. So it takes you like 10 minutes to build a custom website versus a couple hours. I also am just a huge fan of their templates. And again, like I said, it's so customizable. This is one of my favorites. I just think it's so cute. And if I was building a new website, I would probably use it. This weekend alone, a friend asked me what website builder they should use. And I was like, hello, do you not watch my videos? Use my code NatalieBarbu for 10% off your first purchase, or go to squarespace.com/NatalieBarbu and get 10% off your first purchase or domain. If you're visiting New York for the first time, I feel like you have to go to Washington Square Park because it's the scene of every movie. And there's this really beautiful street off of Washington Square Park that no one really knows about. And of course, typical New York, there was a very interesting photo shoot going on. We went to a pub so that he could feel like he's at home. And then the next morning, we got Leon's Bagels. We actually skipped the comedy show because we were too tired. But one of my favorite things to do is grab breakfast and a coffee. Then we took the train all the way to Central Park and started exploring. We're in Central Park. I want to compare Central Park probably to like Hyde Park or Regent's Park in London, just because it's in like the center of the city and really pretty. I still think London parks are nicer, but we're not comparing everything. We're just gonna enjoy it for what it is. I love Central Park. It's one of my favorite places. And yeah, it's such a nice day. It's like, you can't complain when it's this nice outside. I don't go to Central Park every time I come to New York, so it was honestly so nice to go, and it was such a perfect day. And I don't know if anyone else's boyfriend does this, but he has to read all of the historical landmarks and statues. We also found this really hidden area, and we got to see so many turtles. It was so cute, and we even got to see the Belvedere, I believe it's called, castle in Central Park, and then we headed to Grand Central. I think Grand Central is one of the most beautiful train stations, so we went to see that, and then the real walking began. We walked over to the High Line, and then we got a matcha along the way, and then we walked to Soho and had Ruby Rosa, which is one of my favorite places to eat. And then we did my favorite walk, which is the West Side Highway walk all the way down to Tribeca before heading back to Williamsburg. It was a day full of walking, but I don't regret it because I feel like I showed him everything Manhattan has to offer, or at least my favorite spots. We ended up finding a really yummy Thai restaurant near us, and it was just such a good day exploring the city. And for the last day, we're exploring Williamsburg. Good morning. We just went to get a coffee at Blue Ground Cafe, I think it's called. And now we're headed to go to a Mexican breakfast, which I haven't had Mexican food since I've been here, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Headed to a Mexican place for breakfast, and then we're gonna be exploring Brooklyn today. But yesterday we went all over Manhattan, like all over. I'm talking top
to the middle, to the downtown, to like everywhere. We walked 30,000 steps. We did not stop walking. Like, we never really sat down besides to eat, and like on the subway we were just go, 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 go. And I feel like we didn't even take the subway that much because we walked everywhere. I just really wanted to make sure that he got to see Manhattan and got a good picture of the neighborhoods. And his favorite neighborhood is the West Village, which I might be biased, but it's also my favorite. It's also where I used to live when I lived here, and I just think that it's like such a quintessential New York City neighborhood, so I just love the West Village. Now we're going to be exploring Brooklyn, which is honestly new to me. When I lived here, I never went to Brooklyn, and since I've been visiting, I've been staying in Brooklyn the past 2 times I've been here, so I guess I've seen it then, but actually exploring and seeing it for the day. So I think we're gonna stay in Williamsburg, but I do want to take the ferry to Dumbo. I feel like if he takes the ferry, he's like, that's a New York City experience that a lot of people don't ever do, and I just think it's so beautiful and such a missed opportunity for people. So I think we're going to take the ferry from Williamsburg to Dumbo, get some good views in Dumbo, maybe get a drink, and then he leaves tonight and we have to say goodbye for a few weeks, but we're not going to think about that now because we have a whole day ahead of us.
This was one of the best breakfast spots. I highly recommend it. And then we stopped by Levain Bakery because he just had to try a Levain cookie.
Okay.
It's nice. Crispy, bit of gooniness in the centre, and melted chocolate chips.
Today has been a much more chill day than yesterday in terms of the itinerary and what we're doing, but we went to a really yummy Mexican breakfast spot. I think they're from Mexico City because it was very like Mexico City vibes inside the restaurant, but it was really, really good. We stopped by McNally Jackson Books. It's one of my favorite bookstores. It reminds me a lot of Books and Books in Miami, but I just picked up 2 books that I wanted to read. Sitting at the park here in Brooklyn, overlooking the city, and I think we're gonna head to Radagast in a little bit to get some drinks and then maybe like pretzels or whatever they serve at Radagast. We had a Levain cookie. I had like 2 bites, but he had to try Levain if he likes chocolate chip cookies. And so yeah, today's a pretty relaxing day, which is a nice change from yesterday.
I think one of the best parts about Williamsburg is the views of Manhattan. It's just so pretty. We ended up going to Radagast, which is a fun little beer garden, and we found this cute photo booth along the way. So we took some cute photos, and then we actually took the ferry to Dumbo, which I always recommend anyone visiting New York to take the ferry. It's just such a good way to see the city, and it's so cheap. Well, that was my New York trip. My boyfriend has left. He's gone back to London, and we are back to long distance. If any of you guys are in a long distance relationship, I totally feel you. It sucks. I think I'm seeing him again in like 4 to 5 weeks, so it's not the worst. I feel like we've done a really good job at seeing each other pretty frequently, even though we live in completely different countries. The flight from Miami to London is like 8-9 hours. And it's really not bad because on the way there, I just sleep the whole time. And on the way back, I have an entire work day that's pretty much uninterrupted, which is honestly kind of nice. And I always feel super productive on planes. I don't know about anyone else, but it's not the worst thing ever. He's already back in London. He left last night and we just had such a fun time in New York. I'm so glad I got to show him his first New York City experience. Let me know if you think I missed anything. I didn't want to do the typical like super touristy things because he doesn't really care about that. Like for example, Times Square was not something on his list because it's pretty much like going to Piccadilly Circus in London if you were to compare it, where it's just a bunch of lights and billboards and a ton of crowds. So not really either of our things, but I feel like I showed him a lot of good neighborhoods, things that he enjoyed. The European in him loves public transport, so, you know, had to take him to New York's most beautiful train station, which is Grand Central. And yeah, just show him some more like iconic spots, but not necessarily do things that are like full of crowds all the time, if that makes sense. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I did stay at Blue Ground Homes, so if you do want to check them out, I highly recommend. I will be using Blue Ground in any of my like future stays, whether I'm going to London or Paris or any other city. Like you guys, I'm in my travel era now that I know that I'm very productive abroad. Like Let me know where you think I should go next. I'm just so grateful that he was able to come and that we can share a little bit of, you know, his time in the US with you guys, and just hopefully this gives you ideas on what to do on your next New York trip. I am headed out. I'm going back to North Carolina, and then later this week I'm headed back to Miami, and I'm also starting to film a lot more like business content, so if you guys want to see that, definitely let me know, and let me know what you guys want to see. I have a new show coming up, sneak peek, or hint hint. I don't know if I've even talked about this on YouTube, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.